You're listening to UCW Radio.
In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this.
Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy. Don't run when you lose. Don't whine when it hurts.
You know what it takes to sell real estate?
It takes brass.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Alright, welcome to Money Never Sleeps, the show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. Last week was a busy week. This week is no different. A lot of things transpired over the weekend. The passing of an icon, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's made an impact during her life on not only the United States, but I would say the world over. A champion for equal rights and a lot of other uh, uh, things that she focused on. So yeah, that's a great loss. Now, also another big thing that transpired was TikTok. TikTok was supposed to close. Well, it was going on the brink of shutting down, but I said it on Friday that it doesn't make sense to shut it down. It's a valuable asset for a company that knows what to do with it. And shutting it down, I get it with the security issues, but you have to utilize it for the best outcome for everyone. Because you just can't shut something down where you have millions and hundreds of millions of people utilizing it. There has to be something that can be done, and President Trump, he's about wheeling and dealing and making something happen, and this forced hands, and you got a deal. Okay, one thing that I did say was it was really, really smart of Walmart to jump into the equation. It makes sense. It makes sense. Walmart, when Amazon was building up, Walmart didn't jump into the e-commerce game quick enough. If they would have been very competitive now. They didn't. They're in it now, and now with this TikTok deal, where they're in bed with Oracle right now. Oracle is going to run everything. Ellison is going to do his thing, and Walmart is going to have a platform to market to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Probably it'll reach 1 billion people. Period. The end. Okay, and granted, a lot of people that use TikTok, they're kids. But that's going to change. It's going to evolve like anything else. Like Facebook evolved from just being for college students to being for the world. Twitter evolved, and everything evolves. Snapchat evolved from being for strippers and stuff, and now it evolved to where it's at. The bottom line is, technology. There's an evolution process, and this is no different. TikTok will evolve into what it needs to evolve to, and now with the insertion of Oracle and Walmart, it's going to be interesting. The only thing that concerns me is the innovation. I hope that they bring on some really young, smart people to help them run this, so that they don't drop the ball in a year and then this winds up sliding into oblivion because they didn't do it right. You have a tool in your hands to make this work the way it needs to work, and hopefully they step up to do that. One other thing that's transpired, which I found was very interesting, was Trevor Milton, Nicola's founder. For a long time, marketing campaign upon marketing campaign, promoting this and pushing that. Nicola's the future, is the future of this, of that, and the other thing. Meanwhile, kind of, putting pressure on Tesla, and basically, I mean, not really putting pressure on Tesla, but giving Tesla a real true competitor. Nikola made a deal with GM for electric cars, so it's still for electric trucks, sorry, and it's still going to be interesting. GM is not walking away from the deal, but Trevor Milton under pressure, voluntarily stepped down as the executive chairman, CEO. He stepped down, and this was all after short sellers started laying out fraud allegations. Um, I think it's unfortunate, if you have a short seller, and look, they've done it to Tesla. The short sellers are notorious for doing stuff like that because they want your company to trip and fall, so they can go and make a profit. It's all about a profit, okay? But if your company is not committing any fraud, if your company is not doing any of this stuff that you're that they're accusing you and your company of doing, then why step down? Step up. Show what a fighter is about. Okay, show what you can do and how you're going to do it. Don't step down and walk away and leave everything just to flutter. That's ridiculous. That actually annoys me. When you have CEOs or leaders, they're leaders of their company, and this Trevor Milton, how he walked away, just shows to me that either one, the allegations are true, or two, you're not strong enough to run a company like this. So put somebody strong in that position to run the company. If you can't, if you're going to step away when the pressure comes up, comes upon you, what does that say about your leadership skills? Okay, so just in my opinion, Trevor Milton stepping down based on this, it should bring up a lot of questions, and it's going to be interesting. So we'll see what happens there. They were supposed to be innovative in the electric truck market. That's why GM made the deal with them. They had everything. He had everything in his hands. Okay, and now who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But he was really hyped up about it, and now he self-ousted, and that's it. Okay. Now I talked about Walmart. I want to kind of shift to Amazon. Amazon, look, the company is innovative since the beginning of Amazon time. They've always reinvested their revenue, their earnings into growth. Bezos never afraid to try something new, try something different. You'll fail a few times, but just like Thomas Edison, he failed 1,000 times. But if he didn't do that 1,001 experiment, we wouldn't have a light bulb. We wouldn't have electricity. We wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't have the internet. I wouldn't be doing this show. You wouldn't be watching Netflix. That's for sure. So all this stuff, is when you're going and you're building a company, reinvesting in your company is the best thing to do for the company and for the shareholders. No question about it. And he's done that famously. But the company's evolving. Amazon, they just went on a buying spree for big planes, jets, used ones, not brand new, used ones. So they're taking those jets that other airlines are kind of shelving because they're going on to new Boeing or Airbus, planes. They're buying these planes. They're buying these used planes. They're looking to build a fleet. Okay, they have bigger plans than what we're seeing as well. They just announced that they're opening up 1,000 delivery hubs throughout the United States. You're talking about 1,000 facilities, not 1,000 square foot facilities. 1,000 facilities. They're going to be they're going to have office space and other space in New York. They're going to create a few thousand jobs there. With these 1,000 delivery hubs, I would say they're going to create at least 10, 15,000 jobs, and that's going to be very interesting. Okay, and on top of that, Amazon, they're looking at the at their fleet, their ground fleet. So they're adding to it, and they're looking to take all those trucks they have, those vans, those courier vans, the big trucks, and turn them into electric vehicles within the next decade, I believe. And that's going to be interesting. They'll reduce their carbon footprint, everything else is good for the environment, blah, blah, blah. The bottom line is it's going to increase their margins. and that's a good thing. They'll make the investment initially, but it'll eventually increase their margins, and it's going to create opportunity for a lot of people. A lot of people that are looking for that opportunity. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting, and something that I found intriguing was the United States Postal Service last year. They made approximately $1.6 billion off of Amazon deliveries. Okay, the United States Post Office is probably the worst run outfit out there. Okay, it's ridiculous. You have post office workers that work hard. They're delivering, and some of these delivery trucks, they don't even have air conditioning, and they have little fans. So in hot places, it can be torturous for them. But they have they have they have all the components to go and do things right, but management, how it's run, it's ridiculous. And I wouldn't be shocked if we see Amazon make a bid for the post office at some point. Because I was always a big advocate of privatizing the post office so that it can be run efficiently. Right now, it's not run efficiently. You have people at the helm that don't do what's right. The postmaster general and all that stuff. You need to run this like a company. Same way, you run a FedEx or UPS. You have to run it like a company and make it profitable, and not let it weigh on on citizens of the United States. Don't let it weigh on taxpayers when there's a shortfall. Let it be something that can add value to the economy, not take away from it. Okay, so I think that we're going to see maybe, but it would be interesting if Amazon attempted to do something like that and it was approved. I don't think it'd be approved during this administration, and if Biden should win, maybe something will happen there. Maybe if Trump wins, maybe something may not happen. I can't say, but it's always good to dream about the possibilities, and that's important for me anyway. To dream about what could be, because what could be could come to pass, and that would be good for the postal workers, because they'll have a more efficient company and probably get some profit sharing plans together and so on and so forth. Okay, what else? Artificial intelligence. I've been speaking about this on Money Never Sleeps. I've been speaking about this on a number of shows, and artificial intelligence, is the future of everything. We have 5G that's rolling out. When that rolls out on a broader scale, you have it out now, but when it rolls out on a broader scale, you're going to have very smart people creating very amazing, very much so amazing things. And when these things are created, it's going to change how we function, from the smart cities to smart homes, smart buildings, smart cars, even our smartphones. Things are going to change. The connectivity prospects are ridiculous. When you have communities, smart cities that are connected, it's going to allow for someone not to have cable in their home, actually, if you have the connectivity. Okay, because you'll always be connected. And 5G, that's like taking the difference between 5G and 4G is taking a 2-lane road and turning it into a 10-lane highway. So the data is going to be flying. So I think that cable companies are going to have to adjust, and they're probably, right, and they probably have been trying to corner Spectrum so that they can go and be in this battle, because it will be a battle. Cell companies, like T-Mobile, AT&T, they're going to. It's going to be interesting, because I wouldn't be shocked if T-Mobile at some point starts entering into the in-home internet connectivity space. like AT&T does it. So T-Mobile, probably not a far cry if they choose to go down that road. They took over Sprint, or they merged with Sprint, so or they gobbled them up, and now that deal is done. So now they can focus on bigger prospects. They've changed the game. When cell phones were by the minute, or you had overage and you had data limits and all this stuff, they changed that game. That's why we have no data limits now. That's why there's no overages on all that stuff. There's no roaming charges, all that other nonsense. Ledger, he changed all that, which we're all better off for it. And so we'll see what happens there. I've been speaking about the manufacturing arena as well, how robotics are going to play a big part in that. There's the misconception that robotics will eliminate jobs. Robotics will eliminate menial jobs. Okay, menial, repetitive jobs. It will not eliminate skilled labor. There's always going to be a need for that, and I think that this is going to be something really good for people to gain those skills. When you start incorporating augmented reality into training, and they're doing that in manufacturing, they're doing that in the medical arena, they're doing it in different areas where you're able to go and train people utilizing augmented reality. Basically, they're learning at a faster pace. They're doing it at their own pace. They're not. It's cost effective, so they're not, dealing with the crazy cost of having to do that, and really in real time, that you have to learn these machines, and if you do something wrong, it'll cause $100,000 worth of damage. They'll do it. You utilizing augmented reality until they get it right, and when they get it right, you're gonna have a more efficient worker. Manufacturers will have more efficient workers, skilled labor, skilled workers, and they will have the ability to basically advance, and they'll make themselves more marketable so they can work for one company or work for another company. And that's good. That's good, because you don't want to be trapped in a company because don't have the skill set to go anywhere else. So I think a lot of positives will come out of that. I believe embracing robotics is a good thing. But I know that a lot of platforms will be coming out. Again, you have some smart people that are developing this, and so I see that as being an interesting turning point as we go into 2021. So yeah, and one thing I said on the last episode, that I'm going to be looking to bring on guests again, to give their input. I think it's important, that you have hear other sides of the coin, or other parts of the same coin, just getting different input from different people in different areas. And that can be of value to you as listeners of the show. So we're gonna look to do that soon, and also for those that are listening to this on Apple or Google or TuneIn or on Stitcher, you can also listen to it on Spotify. Money Never Sleeps is on a number of platforms, and you can utilize one of them to touch on the show. The shows are going to get better and better. That much I will tell you. We're looking to do and bring on and change the format just a little bit to make it more entertaining, but also very informative. Okay, so but anyway, so that's about it for this Monday. Hope you guys are out there, and you're gonna have a good trading day. The one thing I will say, that when you're looking at situations, just educate yourself, be informed. Don't just believe the hype and just make a run for it. You see how things can change day to day, week to week, but being informed allows you to protect your downside a lot more. So you want to try to do that. Okay, on that note, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I'll be back with you with another episode of Money Never Sleeps. I'm going to talk about other topics outside of technology next time, and maybe touch on some really specific companies that you should be looking at. All right. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and you guys have a fantastic day.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
All opinions expressed by Luis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Luis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.